Mama said there'll be days just like this. On a Saturday. Come on with it. Y'all know consistency is the best way possible. Yup.
Read it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
All the same.
Here. Or should I say,
I am.
I am.
Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a money party. All right. Come on.
What more do you want from me?
Pull a string and I wink at you. I'm your puppet. Tank, 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 tank. What's good, baby? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Sean to the day said, yo, Law, a new day, a same issue. Come on with it.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. Come on, baby. Yeah. Boom. Boom. All right, man. What's good, man? I hope all is well. Ben Johnson wants $20 million. Okay. All right, so give him a 5-year deal for 125, Jerry. Come on, man. Hey, that's what we got to do. You got to spread the wealth. You got to spread the money out, right? We keep banging on this, and hopefully something can come out of it. That's what we got to do here, ladies and gentlemen. How to fix this, first and foremost? Well, the ultimate way to fix this is get rid of the Joneses, and that's easier said than done. Like, Joneses, get on up out of here. Go back to wherever y'all came from, from which you came. Go back. But that's not happening, right? Chump change. Ain't this right, Sean D? Yeah. So with that being said, the Cowboys are who they are at this point, especially dealing with and handling with the money and these sorts of things. And we can talk about fixing it to a degree, but the best way would be for the Cowboys. There's two sides of everything. One side being that, hey, Mike McCarthy, when healthy, when the quarterback is healthy or finishing out the season, he's 12-5, right? And when the quarterback is not here or not healthy, we have these type of situations like, hey, who is Mike now? And on top of that, it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy this year if we go 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. And then this year we 5-12. That would be the craziest thing. But I think that there's a win in here. I think that we can beat the Panthers. I think that even though that they are favored in this particular game, we can give them a run for their money. They're the 32nd ranked defense. This should be a game heavily favoring Cooper Rush. Yeah, this should be one of those games. And on top of that, this should be a game that we can look back at Rico. Out of all of this misery, out of all of this quote-unquote shambles that we've been in, can y'all point out the few things that's been positive about this season? Can y'all point out the few things that's been positive about this season? We can all say before he got hurt, Overshawn, right? The other part of it, we can say Rico Didal. We know who he is now. We got Rico. So what you got to do with Rico is take him, put him to the side there. We got Cooper Beebe. He will not be playing in this game due to a concussion, but we can say that, all right? Excuse me, Brock Hoffman, he's another bright spot, a bright light that's been in here. So we can talk about those things, ladies and gentlemen. Dido and Overshawn, they salvaged the season to a degree. We can lean on what Joshua Butler was saying, but that's not the situation nor the scenario, right? So, all right, so we got that. The other angle would be, ladies and gentlemen, who else was a shining star in this situation before we get into the meat and the potatoes of everything? Turpin. I give you Turpin.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Turpin to a degree could be more. Right. Turpin to a degree could be even more of an insight. But before we go into other details here, I want to see if I can play my one of my guys here, man. I gave him some shots out and some love here.
I'm not even.
I like this. I like when the fellas can just sit back and go off on a vent, because we all need to vent. We all need to rant to a degree. So let's see if I can pull this up. Let me see. Yeah.
They can lose all they want. I don't care. Like, lose to Carolina Sunday, whatever. Too.
I love these.
Stephen Jones.
Stephen Jones.
Radio, and said, with the way the salary cap is set up, you can expect us to pretty much do what we did this offseason, next offseason. Basically saying they're not going to spend no damn money, and they're going to keep using the excuse that Dak Prescott makes $60 million. Let me tell you something. This is why I didn't want Dak to sign with the Cowboys, and I wanted him to get traded and just go somewhere where you appreciate it. Because, first of all, the whole reason that they waited so late to sign Dak and literally waited until an hour and a half, 2 hours before the kickoff of game one is because they knew that once they waited, if they sign him last, it's going to be like, Dak makes $60 million. We can't sign nobody else. But people with common sense and know the sport and know how things work, we know that if you would have just signed him and CeeDee Lamb 3 months beforehand or right when the free agency started, you would have had the money to sign Saquon, Derrick Henry, or whoever else you need to
that
go
boy
out there
cooking,
and sign.
man. That boy cooking.
Using Dak as your scapegoat, you old fuck. I almost cussed. I ain't gonna say nothing. Using Dak as a scapegoat, and I knew what it was when you announced the signing. When you did, Dak is warming up on the field. All of a sudden, we get the big announcement. I already knew what it was. So now that's your excuse. That's your scapegoat. Even though you can, I'm not going to say a WWE fan. Even though you can, I almost did. It almost came out. Even though you can restructure him, you can restructure CD. You can restructure Diggs. You can cut Terrence Steele or figure out something with him. You can re-sign Micah, and you got over $100 million in salary cap space to start next season.
Before I go any further into this, man, I just want y'all to find my guy and subscribe to him. If you're on TikTok, you don't stop. And even though the government and everybody trying to shut it down, they try to shut it down because TikTok be telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? They be like, damn, TikTok, man, this is what you need to do for this. This is what you need to do for that. They're trying to get rid of it. But go click on that link there. And let's see what we can get going for them on TikTok if you somehow following TikTok. And, of course, shout out to my TikTok page as well. We growing over there. But what I want to say this is that when the Cowboys be talking, and I shout out to my guy Dak Attack, it's literally they don't know that we have access to Google. We got access to Google, y'all. Come on. Let's listen. Let's listen to more what he have to say. Good point.
Don't give us no BS about you can't spend money because Dak makes $60 million.
Shut up, bitch.
Nobody's trying to hear that. Nobody with common sense. You know half this fan base is, we don't like Dak. Dak don't need to be making this money. So you're using Dak as a scapegoat, you piece of shit. Yeah. Like, seriously, bro. Don't give us that excuse. The Eagles, look at the Eagles. payroll, and you'll see that they got one of the highest payrolls ever, and they still managed to continue to get players, move people around, restructure people, and continue to load up around their quarterback, who they also paid, their number one receiver, who they also paid. Miss me with the BS excuses. Darius Slay also got paid. Miss me with the BS excuses, man. That's all I got with the Cowboys. And y'all go keep supporting this trash ass front office. Y'all can have fun with it, but the Cowboys can eat a dick.
My God. Yo, be sure to check out his page and his information.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying not one time on that. We talk about money. We talk about things in other ways where you can do to spread out the money to get the money. But the Cowboys are the only organization, well, one of the few organizations that use players as a crutch, right? Or players as a reason that we can't go do this and do that. But it is what it is. Let's pivot just a little bit, and we're going to swing around to one of the Hall of Famers, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all times. And, you guys can put his name in the chat if y'all know who I'm talking about. In his number, let me see if I'm going to quiz y'all who I'm talking about. We finna swing over to and listen to. I want to know who y'all going to put in the chat. Appreciate you, Ice Cold. Appreciate you, man. Jameson Taylor, appreciate you, Tyrant C. Who I'm talking about, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Yeah, Gerald. Come on with it, man. Come on with it. Boy, y'all slow with it, but Gerald fast with it. Come on with it. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
Moving on to the Monday night matchup with the insanity that happened at the end of the Cowboys and Bengals game. How much were you instantly flashed back to the Leon Lett moment whenever that happened?
Yeah, immediately, and I just didn't want to say it. You know, if Leon, if I hadn't been a part of that game, if Leon hadn't been a teammate, you know, I probably would have. But just knowing, I don't know where Leon is at with it all now. I'm sure he's totally at peace with it. I've never brought it up to him. I've never had that conversation with him. But I know it was a painful deal, and so I just didn't want to be the one to bring it up. But yeah, absolutely. And then Joe brought it up later in the broadcast. And I will say this, the next day, that was a Thanksgiving game back in '93. The next day I was flying out of town. We had the weekend off. And we all assumed Leon Lett was going to be released. And he wasn't playing much. He was a 7th-round pick. And then he was primarily a special teams player, you know, and helped out in that way. And then the headlines, when I got on the plane, opened up the Dallas Morning News, it said Leon Lett is going nowhere. Jimmy Johnson, blah, blah, blah. Jimmy had come out and endorsed him and said that, you know, he was staying on the team. And I remember right then thinking, wow, this guy must be a hell of a player, because Jimmy cut people for a lot less, you know. And then, of course, Leon went on to become an all-pro player, and he obviously was a great player for us. But, yeah, that was a tough way to – I know how that felt for me in '93, and that's why I could empathize with Micah Parsons when we showed him on the sidelines, and we didn't show everybody, but I'm certain everyone there had that same empty feeling, like what just happened, as I did. Michael Irvin and I were celebrating on the sidelines. The next thing we know, they're lining up to kick another field goal, and I got in the shower and I was asking guys, what happened? I don't know. We won and then we didn't win. I don't know what happened. You know, because I was a quarterback and was never in special teams meetings, so I didn't know anything about those rules.
We're visiting with the great Troy Aikman here on the ticket. Yeah, that's something that I think it's hard, you know, with Bones, John Fossil as the special teams coach. I mean, you prepare these guys all week. You know, you tell them any loose ball on a punt, get away from it. But when the bullets are flying and they're mid-play, I mean, how?
Shout out to Tony Brown. Appreciate you. He says, Jerry, front office. I think this FOS stand for front office, I believe. I don't know. Front offices. He needs to sell the team so that the new owner can get the star glory back. Yeah, Jerry Jones, he's looking at this as a money-making printing machine, because he was able to get he bought this franchise for $140 million, right? Flip this thing around, it's $11 billion with a B. That's worthy. So his generations beyond will be forever thankful for that one decision that he made. So I don't think that he's going to sell it anytime soon, unless somebody make him an offer that he can't refuse, right? And it's like $30 billion or something. I don't know. But if you thinking about the age of Jerry, he got more years behind him than in front of him. So, hey, we've seen some crazier things happen in this world, in this life cycle. Another thing that I wanted to address is CeeLo says they broke it down on how much they would have owed Dak Prescott if he wasn't signed by the season end. If he was to test the market, money pushed back, they would have over the years close to $30 million, I believe, in dead money. But that's the price of doing business. That's why, contracting 101. It doesn't matter if it's football or any other thing that you guys may do in life. You never wait to the end of life of your contract, because you're either going to pay more or stipulations to that agreement will change. And the Cowboys wait to the end of life of contracts to do their business, which it sounds sweet. Deadline make deals, but 9 times out of 10, if you using that as a business structure or a business philosophy, look, I never touched $1 billion, right? So who am I to tell the Joneses how to operate that way? But you don't have to have $1 billion to see, right? And we can see that these are the ways that you don't need to operate, because other teams are not doing it this way, and it causes this influx of the ability to spend. Because what's supposed to happen is the draft supposed to be the draft, free agency supposed to supplement the draft. But if you only getting your players out of the draft and expecting to do what other teams are doing and looking for those results, it would not happen. It would not happen. Great teams know how to win it. That's why it's so important for the free agents to happen before the draft. You go into the free agency period, it opens up before the draft. You pick out a few things to help alleviate your holes on this team, and then you go into the draft to reinforce it. But the Joneses do it differently. They don't want to dance around in free agency, and then they go into the draft, and then they, with the hopes that they can fill their holes through the draft. But it goes back to the whole saying, a new broom can sweep the floor good, but that old broom can get those corners. And we haven't been getting those corners. Ice cold Cowboys, draft plus free agency equals championship. And you can throw in some acquisitions as far as trades too. You got to have the ability to forecast. You got to have the ability to see down the line to fix this. But neither here nor there. Daz says you still have to pay Parsons. You're locked up. Yeah, I think that with that situation, the earlier you pay a player, the less it would be on that player or on that team. And it shows guidance. It shows truth. It shows guidance and truth. So if you pay Parsons now, you'll free up your money, and then you can go in and dance with the free agency. That was the whole point of my guy going off on that rant. Now, and I know, Daz, you are an Eagles fan, but the only way you were able to go out there and grab a Saquon Barkley is because you already paid your quarterback. You already in conversations to paying your wide receivers. You locked that up. So your leftover money, you didn't have to worry about scrambling and scraping. Right? You went and got a proven commodity. You didn't have to worry about, can this guy tote the rock? You already knew that he could, right? Versus, I guess, leaning on your draft pick. I think the kid named Shipley or somebody. If you're leaning on Shipley to do the things, it's a hit or miss. But that's just where this goes to, believe it or not.
How can you, as a coach or a teammate or whatever, tell a guy how to react when they see a ball flying? Like, it seems like it's an impossible situation. And, of course, looking back at it now, a Warrior would say, yeah, I should have got away from it. But
right.
In real time, you almost have to feel for him. He did what probably a lot of guys would do, even if it was wrong.
Yeah, you rep it, you coach it. We see it every week. Different things like that happen. It's just, we're all human. We make mistakes, and we're not perfect. And there's no question in my mind that Fossil had gone over those things, but human instincts and reactions take over, and it's unfortunate. I feel bad for him. He was just brought up off the practice squad that night, if I remember correctly. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce his last name when Scott Agelneck came up and was going through some of the elevations with us. But yeah, I hate it for him, but there's no doubt, I'm sure, that in that locker room and throughout this week that he's gotten a lot of support from his teammates.
So that game obviously wasn't won or lost on that play. The offense kind of stalled out there a lot, especially in the fourth quarter. But what did you make of the Cowboys' defensive performance? I know you're a big fan of Joe Burrow when he and Jamar Chase were on the same page multiple times, but it seems like the Cowboys' defense for a lot of that game played extremely well.
Yeah, and no doubt. I'm a huge Joe Burrow fan. He's my favorite quarterback in the league, and he just reminds me of the guys who played back when I was playing. And as I said in that broadcast, there's every week, and I try not to be one of these guys because I remember when I played that seemed like every Monday night, whoever was playing that night, that quarterback did that better than anybody else in the league. And then the next week, someone else did that better than anyone else in the league, and it just, hyperbole got to be a little bit much. And so I try to be really true to how I feel and not just try to sell something for the night or for that game. And Joe Burrow, there's a lot of great quarterbacks in the league, but I do feel that Joe throws with anticipation better than anybody in the game today. And that was the way that most of us had to play back in the 90s, and that's probably what draws me to him the most. But he's just a great competitor, and I call him the assassin just because he's a killer.
God dog, how much glazing is on that, man? God dog, Troy. Sure. There's a lot of glazery right there, Troy. You glazing really good on that Joe Burrows, man. Who else feel like Troy about Joe Burrows, man? God dog. Well, no lies heard. I hear that. So Burrows is nice, Paul. Okay, good morning. But man, there's a lot of glazery on that, man. Shoot, that thing shining, man. You can say Burrows is legit. God dog, that month glistening, boy. Y'all, that's a lot of glazery right there, Troy. He got no fault in his game, huh? Glanaze. Oh, my gosh.
When he's out there on the field. But with all that said, knowing how explosive they had been offensively, yeah, the defense did a fantastic job of keeping the score close, giving the offense an opportunity, and then there for a split second it looked like they were going to win the game. But
I knew I was going to bring you out, Action Pal. Oh my gosh, man! Don't start hating on LSU, baby. I knew if I started talking about that Burrow, Action got his Burrow jersey on right now. I said, Lord, wait a minute now. Oh my gosh, boy! I just knew I was gonna bring Action out, man. But that's some glazery right there, though.
Yeah, it was a really good performance, and that's what I commented on it. I think it might have been with Scott Van Pelt after the game on the Sports Center hit that I thought both those teams. I thought that way going in. Two teams that for the most part are out of the playoffs. They have slim hopes, but in reality, more than likely, neither one of them were going to make it into the playoffs. And yet they both were playing really hard, and they had not quit. And I knew that it was going to be a pretty competitive game, or at least I would have been surprised if it hadn't have been. And it turned out to be that way. It was not a game that if you didn't know the records and you watched, you wouldn't think, boy, these are two really terrible teams. You'd think the opposite of that. And I was impressed. I was impressed with the way Dallas came out and played on both sides of the ball, really. I mean, I know it's not ideal, but those guys are playing hard, and the shot again that we had of Micah at the end of the game. And I don't want to just single out him because I know it matters to everybody, but the shot, his expression after that, I thought it said 1,000 words, and it illustrated as much as anything just how much the game still means to those players. Even though they're winding down the year, it's been a tough year. It hasn't been anything what they expect. And I know there's people out there say, yeah, but they get paid, and that's what you're supposed to do. That's your job. It doesn't work that way. And a lot of guys don't play when they have injuries or banged up a little bit in this type of season. And even CeeDee Lamb, for him to be out there, and he's in enormous pain with his shoulder, and yet he's out there playing, and it'd be real easy for him to just say, nah, I'm going to sit this one out. And a number of other players as well. So they have a lot to be proud of in that regard, and that's something you can build on going forward.
It's the great Troy Aikman joining us here on the ticket.
Troy Aikman,
Another thing from this game, national audience, I think a lot of people were probably introduced to DeMarvion Overshone, as he was certainly making his presence felt until the extremely unfortunate
Krispy Kreme
injury.
donuts, baby.
Just take us inside the locker room a little bit of what it's like dealing with such a bright, young, inspiring young guy, and just in addition to the rest of the gutting stuff that's happened so far this season, it's just like, how could this get any worse? And it did absolutely get way worse.
Well, it got worse. It got worse from a team's perspective as one of the really bright spots of the season, and certainly of the defense this year. And you look at that group going forward, and you've got someone like him who's young and got tons of potential, and he really played well this year. And after not being able to play last year after that knee injury, and then building that around he and Micah Parsons going forward, I mean, those are two strong cornerstones for your future. And I just I don't know DeMarvion Overshone. I've not met him, but I just feel terrible for him, having endured it already and gotten a late start to his career, and then to come out and do what he's been able to do this year, and then have that type of injury again, catastrophic. And we didn't show the angle that we had seen during commercial break. We knew right away it was a terrible injury, and just wanted to kind of leave it at that rather than try to start speculating. But by all indications, from what I had seen, I expected what the result was and what was announced, and I just hate it for him. And it's going to be a long road, as Mike McCarthy talked about. It's just, that's the part of the business that people don't get to see, is the what goes into the rehab coming off of an injury like that. You just simply cannot imagine. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I never had a knee injury like that. I had some knee injuries, but they didn't require surgery, and they weren't reconstructive, in any way like that. It's just some rest. But for those players that do have to go through that, I mean, it is a long, grueling process. And he essentially now will not have an off season. He'll be living in a training room, going through therapy and rehab. And fortunately for him, Jim Maurer and Britt Brown they're the two best, and they'll if he's got a chance of coming back and playing and furthering his career, which I'm certain he does, and hopeful that he does, he's with the two best guys to get him there.
Yeah, boy, y'all going over donuts now, man. Dunkin' Donuts, Shipley Donuts, or Krispy Kreme. There's a place in Natchez, Mississippi called the Natchez Donuts. It's the best donuts on the planet. Those mom and pops, donut places. Get the apple fritter so good you bite your whole hand off, man, just trying to eat the crisp. You're trying to get all of the sweetness off of it. But if it's a commercialized donut place, you got to put Krispy Kreme on when the light's on, you know what I'm saying? And then, the Dunkin's donuts, they glazy too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So Dunkin' Donuts good too, but ain't nothing is like the Krispy Kreme when the light's on. Shipley Donuts, they okay, cool, they cool too, But Angie says she's allergic to donuts. Dang. There's my guy says Olive Branch, Mississippi got the best donuts. Man, come on, you got to come swing through Natchez, Mississippi, bro. We got the best donuts on the planet.
Yeah, we're hoping to get Overshown back sooner than later because the defense definitely needs it, and just want it for him, really. But to wrap things up, I guess on a little bit of a lighter note, I know it's always odd for you and Joe to be talking about the alternate broadcast, but not every week are you guys competing with a Simpsons version of the game going on with you guys. How much were y'all prepped on that, or like did you get a chance to go back and watch any of it?
No, I didn't watch any of it. Last year we had Toy Story in one of our games, and I'm a big Toy Story fan for reasons that I won't share. But
all right, so we're going to keep that there. Appreciate y'all, man. That's Troy Aikman, his thoughts, especially on what happened in the game. Earlier in that interview, he talked about what Bill Belichick would have done for like the Cowboys and beyond, but since Bill Belichick is with Carolina, that's the water under the bridge there. Shout out to Troy Aikman. I always try to bring up whatever Troy Aikman is talking about. But at the end of the day, what you talking about, Angie? She says you don't read that part. What happened? What happened to you? Let me see. I have Duncan's next week. Angie, what you say, girl? I don't know what you said, girl. You know, Duncan on everything blocks. Yeah. Duncan on every blocks. Okay. Yes, a Dunkin' Donut on every block. Okay. Allergic to donuts. Damn, you a bad girl in a former life. Yeah. If you're allergic to donuts, yeah. You better go figure out how to get unallergic to donuts. They good. But neither here nor there. I think that the way we fix this team is what you see in the title is with a Ben Johnson type. Hear me out. What are some of the things over the last 10 to 15 years we've been talking about as it relates to offense? We've been talking about the fact that this team or these teams been extremely vanilla, bland. And you got to repost it in chat, Angie. It's too much to read. It's too much to read. Just repost it in the chat, Angie, or call in and let me know what you say. You know, and I ain't talking about no Pastor Tim. You know what I'm saying? Look. We ain't talking about that. You know, let me just put that on in the background. Come on with it. We ain't setting it off in this mug, if we. You know. Oh, man, it's too early for that, Angie. Hey, shit. It's too early what CeeLo said. Come on, baby. Jeez. Oh, my God.
That's where the guts went. Just dropped them.
All right. Ben Johnson had the number one offensive line and 2 stud running backs. Yeah, he do have that. So that's to contextualize that, Jamie, meaning that he have weapons, and that's why the offense looks like it's moving for the Detroit Lions. And I get that, but what I'm saying is collectively, we still need creativity. We still need the ability to move the ball better. And I get it. You need better dudes, right? You need guys that can figure out ways to get things going. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe that's listening in, if the Cowboys bring back Mike McCarthy and we still not fixing the financial crisis that we are in, it will be more of the same. It would be more of, hey, we got close, but it's not enough. Because at the end of the day, you still need weapons. And his team been struggling with that because everything is to this point. We got weapons. We got guys that can stand tall and these sorts of things. But it's not the actuality. But neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and talk about one of our sponsors, which would be Underdogs. They can set it off real good for us over here. Appreciate Underdogs. Underdogs, one of the best fantasy apps out there. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and claim 50% deposit match, and they will match up to $100 too, by the way. And on top of that, when you use promo code LAW, they will absolutely take great care of you. They have NFL, NBA, but let's click over to the NFL sides of things, and let me click over to the NFL. Come on to the NFL, baby. What's wrong with my doggone mouse? Here we go. Get me to the NFL. There we go. They got CJ and them, 257 yards. They got Tua Tonga Valoa. However you say that man's name, with 266. I'm thinking he's not going to go there. See what we can do. Appreciate everybody for jumping in, and that's how you play it. You go higher or lower, and then you put in your coins. They even have flexibility. Make 3+ picks, and whenever you get, they will flex them out for you. So meaning that if you don't get them all right, you get some of them right, everything else will still work out for you. And you just put in your money there, and it will go down like 4,000 pounds in a good way. Hunter is a beast too. This is T-Rev. Yeah. I forgot to go over this right quick. Hold on with y'all. NFL, what slot we are in? Okay, we moved up a little bit. For Tankathon got us at 12th. They got us at the 12th spot. So only New Orleans, Cincinnati, Chicago, Cleveland, Jets, Tennessee, Jacksonville, New England, or Carolina, Giants, and Vegas are ahead of us. Let's get it. Jay Recruiter. Big Mike was creative last year. This year, he limited with the offensive line that has been making too many mistakes in learning. Name me the game, Jay Recruiters, that last year we were creative. Name me that game. Name me that game, or was it just that we had the talents with the quarterback playing lights out? Name me the game he was ultra creative with. Name me the game you came away with and said, "Damn, he was creative." I'm trying to think though, and y'all name me the game. I'm kind of lost. You know, I know we won 12 games last year, but name me the game we look back on last season. Even though we pretty much were number one in offense majority of the year, but name me the game that he was so creative that we sit back and say, "All right, yeah, she's," and I'm just. With, you know, was it all throws or was it? I'm trying to think of that game. We had 12 games we won last year, but what was the defining moment of those games? That Detroit, maybe? I don't know. But while I'm thinking, and if you're thinking as hard as I am right now, and I know hindsight is 2020, but right now we can go look at it from this aspect. What game were we creative in? And if you fool around thinking like I'm thinking while you're driving, and somebody else thinking, and they run into you, who you gonna call?
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. Call Frenkel and Frenkel Law Firm first on any of your situations, especially if it relates to an injury while you're driving. I want you to reach out to someone who's got expertise in that particular department, and that would be Frenkel and Frenkel Law Firm. They have over 100 years of experience. They've been here in this space before, and they will take great care of you. Anytime you hear someone that says that they are feared by the insurance company, man, those are the people that you really need to jump on in with. The phone lines will be open too, by the way, but before I pull and open up the phone line, well, get on somebody with the phones right over here, I pulled up the last year's schedule, and that no scoring in the third quarter, that was something that I was talking about too last year. I was talking about we've been lacking in scoring in the third quarter. So, all right. So let's look at game one. I believe it was the Cowboys versus the Giants. We scored 40-0. Was Mike McCarthy creative in that game? He didn't need to be, right? Shoot, it was rainy, it was wet, and we blew the doors off of those Giants. And then the following week, it was 10-30. And we're going to look at this. I wonder if I can click on this independently. Okay, I can't. Okay, 10-30. All right, so we going through this exercise together. We scored 7, 11, and then we scored 6 points in the third quarter, okay? Pay attention to that third quarter scores, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to pull up this again. We're going to go line by line, game for game, bar for bar on this, and seeing when did we score in the third quarter, you know what I'm saying? Because we having these issues that spill over to the next year, and I want to be able to resolve that. I want to be able to get rid of that if possible, and maybe some new coaching can do that. The thing I hated about Mike McCarthy was the notion that he was said to save plays for the playoffs. Who buys a car without test driving it? Shaking my head. I agree. Okay, this is going all the way back. Hold on. Where's my scheduling? Let me go. Historical 2020-23 schedule. Boy, they make it difficult for you to go back and forth with these schedules. Man, I just had it up there earlier, and we went. That's going all the way back to. It's going all the way back to 2 years ago. Yeah, it's going back too far. It's supposed to only go back to be determined. This going back to this year. I was going to do this exercise a little bit better, but it feels as if though it don't want to let me be great today. The damn schedule. I know who got good scheduling. ESPN. They don't never let people down on their schedules. Y'all bear with me while I try to pull this up. Yeah, they go crazy. All right, so no. This is something that you had to prep before we get started. Hold on. Dallas Cowboys and schedule. And we're going to go 2023. All right, boom. All right, good. And maybe we can click on it for what game we at now. We at the Arizona game. Click on the Arizona game. Give me the box score. They don't want to give me the box score right up. And Well, we just do the lightweight then. Were we creative in the Arizona game? Were we creative in the New England game? Were we creative in the San Fran game? Were we creative in the Los Angeles game? It's 20-17. All right, so the both Los Angeles games, 43-20. Were we creative in the Philly game? We lost in that game, 28-23. New York, 49-17, 33-10. It took defenses, some pick sixes in that game, 45. So what we can say, we were creative in Washington, and that's a common opponent. Seattle, boy, we had to win by the skin of our teeth in that game. Philadelphia, we blew the doors off of those boys. Started off with a pick six, but were we creative in that game? We lost to the Buffalo. We lost to Miami. We beat Detroit 20-19. These are tight games. And then we ran through Washington. They didn't have nothing to play for. They was trying to get Jay Daniels, so they pretty much were trying to tank. So I'm looking at all of these games that we looking at, and I'm trying to figure out which one of these games that I'm trying to look at one of these games that we stood out and said, man, boy, just off of creativity with the run game / passing game, Mike McCarthy deserved to stay. I'm looking at these games now differently now that I got it all at face value now. Even though it's 12 wins out of it, the first two games you can chalk that up as, hey, boy, you had Bland, you had defense doing takeaways and turnovers and stuff like that. Arizona Cardinals game, you looking at 28-16. We was in the red zone for 4 trips, and we were one of the worst teams in the red zone in that year. And the only creativity that you can probably bring up will be that New England's game. We beat the brakes off of them 38-3. But I don't see anything else. Los Angeles, it took a DeRon Bland for us to win that one. I think it was DeRon Bland with the INT in that game. Just maybe, if I'm gonna go back and watch the Los Angeles Rams game, and we will see whether or not, that's enough to say I'm going to bring Mike McCarthy back because how we looked like against the Los Angeles Rams in that game. But outside of this scheduling here, I don't remember anybody being ultra creative in their wins outside of Dak Prescott having a hell of a year. To CeeDee Lamb, it was what my guy landlord said, spam lamb. Outside of that, I don't see any other thing. Yeah, I don't see any other thing. But, let's go. I got my guy from the 910 UN. Too cool. Talk to me.
Hey, Lo.
Boy, I thought you were falling. I thought you were falling down some stairs or something, man. Jeez. What you got for me?
I'm on this Blackstone right now. Hey, you think Ben Johnson worth $20 million?
I think that he's an unproven commodity, so he had to build himself to get $20 million. I don't think he's worth $20 million, by the way. I don't think anyone is like literally worth it, but it'll be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Would you pay him $20 million?
If I had the money, I would at least take a shot at it, and say, okay, bring me your creativity here. Right? And as a head coach, here's how Jerry's looking at it. Just like you said, do you think he's worth $20 million? When Jerry's going to be looking at it like, shoot, I got a coach already that I'm paying $4.5 million to that got a Super Bowl. So the only way they can entice Ben Johnson, literally, to be in Dallas, Detroit Lions got to win the Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying, bro?
I still don't think that's enough, Lo. Because he unproven.
Well, if he win the Super Bowl, he can be like, hey, I'm a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Kirby Smart or Ben Johnson? Who you want?
Damn, boy. Jeez. I like the smart kid.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, all I'm saying, though, as Cowboy fans, sometimes we got to slow down, man. Like, we really got to slow down and, like, understand what we saying sometimes because, like, we want to win so bad that everything that look good, we think is great, but it just look good until it walks into the facility. Let's not act like the Detroit Lions don't got a super young team right now.
But let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this: if you are Ben Johnson, you won't say, "Hey, I'll take a job at 5," right?
No.
No. You're going to start with the highest number. Like, shoot, I want anywhere between 15 to 20 million. These are my commands. You know what I'm saying? I want X, Y, and Z things. He's doing anything else, just like anything. You know what I'm saying? But if you're desperate, like Mike McCarthy was, coming off of a situation where you haven't called a single play since 2018, right? And you've been without coaching. And now you got this gloried franchise. Like I said, you gonna say, "Hey, I take 4.5 to prove myself a year." So that's what he did, and I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? And Jerry said, "Okay." You get what I'm saying?
Man, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. He ain't gonna leave $22 million on the table. So Mike McCarthy took a $22 million deal or $23 million deal for 5 years. I would have took that deal too. It's better than making money at the couch or sitting at the barn somewhere, right? But Kirby Smart, I think he's making more than 4.5 right now.
Yeah, Kirby Smart making over 13 million, almost 13 million.
Yeah. So why would he come to Dallas? He can be a prince for a lifetime. Where he at?
Yeah, but all I'm saying though is this: when people think about it, the only reason why Eric Bieniemy didn't get no job because it got leaked that Andy Reid was calling the plays. So when you think about that, this man won multiple Super Bowls as an offense coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he did not get a head coaching job in the NFL.
But hold on, what did Eric Bieniemy help the Kansas City Chiefs with? Andy Reid with? What did he help him with?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
No. We do know. It's been documented. It's been documented. It's been documented. You see, Reid had a terrible. He was one-sided. He threw pass. He wasn't balanced. Eric Bieniemy came in there and installed a running plan, a running game system. Matter of fact, they gave credit to him for winning the Super Bowl on one of his plays that he pulled from his mind from 1920 something. You know what I'm saying? So it was a perfect balance. Now, granted, Andy Reid's still nice now. Woo! Andy Reid is nice with his play calling and his design, but one of his impediments was running the ball and knowing when to run. Do you agree with that, Tuku?
Yeah. Yes, I agree with it.
Yeah.
Again, okay, so my thing is this then. Eric Bieniemy or Johnson?
Eric Bieniemy or Ben Johnson. If it was me, and Mike McCarthy is gonna be here for another 2 or 3 years, 3 or 4 years, I would call Eric Bieniemy. I would take Eric Bieniemy over Jeff Blasco. You know what I'm saying? And whoever else assisting Schottenheimer, because I know for sure what I'm saying to Mike McCarthy. Hey, you're an excellent coach as it relates to whatever the players, coaches of letting these guys feel like they can have a soft spot that they can go to. But he's terrible. He's terrible in situations. He's terrible in red zones. He's terrible with run fits and stuff like that. And that's where Eric Bieniemy can fit in it. You know what I'm saying? I would bang the table for Eric Bieniemy to be here. Yeah, I would love for that.
And then my last point, my last thing. Hey, I think sometimes, man, that fans, man, we got to calm down. And it's just not just Cowboy fans. It's just fans across all sports, man. Because I think with rumors and these individuals that come out and say breaking news or rumor is and this being said, we don't know if Dallas Cowboys didn't have a trade lined up for Dak. We don't know if the Dallas Cowboys didn't have a trade lined up for CD Lamb. All we do is sit here and say, pay him. If you don't wait and you pay him now.
We do know that they didn't have a trade lineup for Dak Prescott.
But how do we know that? Because we was never on the phone with Jerry Jones or whoever he was talking to.
He had a no trade clause in his contract, and then your boy talked to Tad. I'm literally right beside Tad Prescott right there at Oxnard. I got his number in my phone. We talk, of course, about stuff, you know. So he would have been told me, like, hey, they shopping my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's how stuff get around. Some stuff, not everything rumors, though, bro. Some stuff is tangible.
Yeah, law. I hear that, but you saying that's like sleeping. That's like a man sleeping with his wife and say, "Man, I'm gonna tell my brother what we did last night in the bed." They don't necessarily have to
Wait
happen.
a minute.
Just because I didn't tell you that it happened, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Nah, real
that's a big.
We see this.
That's a big one right there, dog.
Tad didn't tell us, then it don't mean it didn't happen.
No, what I'm saying, the Tad ain't telling the world. You know what I'm saying? he telling me.
If he tell Law, then Law gonna come out here and break the news to the world. Yes or no?
But is that my format though?
No. But I'm saying though, but if you tell Brian Wernhouse out there in NBA something about LeBron James, he's gonna bring it to the masses. All I'm saying though is this: we penalize and crucify Jerry Jones when we don't know behind the scenes what trades, what discussions are being had.
Jerry Jones got diarrhea at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? I got Jerry last 4 of his socials, man. Come on, man. You know Jerry can't. The problem is with Jerry, he can't lie. The problem is with Steven, that's all he does. He lie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just what it is.
All I want somebody to do is this. All these people that right now that sit in the chat and complain. We already know that they can move $100 million to sign individuals right now. I want somebody, not Law, I want somebody from the chat to go to free agency and say what 10 players you would get from free agent with $100 million and who you would draft with $100 million. Because it's harder than what people think it is. It's easy to say what you will do on the outside looking in. That's all I'm saying. I'm not making no excuses for Jerry or none of that.
Man, boy, you sound like you carrying a water pitcher for Jerry. Hey, give me some of that, man. No. Send me a super chat on some of that, man. Split it out. Don't be greedy over there. You greedy, man.
What's your point?
No. Send me. No. You done had some conversation with Jerry. Send me about $20, man. Let me get about $20, bro.
I told you, the next time we win a Super Bowl, Jerry be dead. God rest his soul when he died. But I'm just saying, next time the Cowboys fans don't win a Super Bowl,
right now it sound like you carrying the water for him right now. But I appreciate you too, cool man. Thank you so much for calling in, bro.
Have a good one, bro.
Yes, and even send me about $20, man. It ain't gonna hurt you, dog.
Right now, I'm gonna send it right. I'm gonna send it right now.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. That too cool. It ain't gonna hurt him. All that money Jerry gave him. Yeah, man, shit. I'm waiting on that $20. I'm waiting on it too. Yeah, shit. Man, we got the internet now, man. We got Google is free. We can break down how easy this stuff really is. You know, he didn't have to wait forever to pay Dak Prescott. He didn't have to wait. Look. After CeeDee Lamb, midway through last year, breaking all of them records, I'm saying, CeeDee, come on, holler at me, man. Come on over here, CeeDee. We're going to go ahead and pay you early. I don't want to pay you after Jay Jetta get paid, basically. I'm going to make him an offer that he can't refuse. CeeDee last year was trending right around 25 to 26, whatever Smitty just got paid, right? That's the reality of it. But now he's getting paid 34, 35. I forgot how much money it is on the bottom, but he's getting paid because they waited too long. To the caller, they won't even try it in free agency. Yeah, he's right. They won't try it in free agency. I got my guy from the 774. What's good with you, Jamie?
Yes, sir, Law. How you doing today, my brother?
Man, all is well. Hey, I appreciate your objective analysis point on that super chat. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime. I just want to make a quick comment, and then if I can, like always, I like to end it by maybe picking your brain on something real quick. Mm-hmm. As far as like the whole Mike McCarthy coaching, I mean we've seen in the past our past 3 coaches, Campo going 15 and 33, and Wade Phillips going 34 and I think it was 22, and then of course Jason Garrett, he went I think it was like 85 and 67. So Mike McCarthy's record now is 47 and 32 or 31 or something like that. So I mean it's hands down. They're gonna bring him back. It's just for how long. Jerry Jones likes his handpicked guys, He likes his puppets, and that's just how it is. And I don't mind them bringing him back. I just don't hope that he doesn't call the plays. You know, if we get somebody in here to get the offense in here, and like, you know, a nice slow tempo run the game offense, I think we'd be in good shape. You know, like with Tafi, just him, you know, calling the plays and managing the time is just, it's terrible. So
yeah, so I agree with that. You know, look, somebody just got to pull Mike to the side and say, hey, these are the issues we've been having when you had a perfectly healthy team and a damaged team. That you have slow starts in the first, you have very extremely slow starts in the third quarter, and it seems as if though, based off of our analysis and evaluation in the last 3 or 4 years, we can improve in this department. Can you relinquish calling the plays and bring in someone else? Now you can still advise over it, just like what Andy Reid does to a degree, and everything can be back to good to float.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man. I agree. And I just, like I said, I want to pick your brain real quick on this last one. We know Jerry Jones is notorious for making trades in the first round. I think the last time he traded up, I believe it was Mo Claiborne in 2012. Now, do you think? I think, would you say that? I believe you said right now we hold maybe a top 15 pick. Do you see him staying put or making more trades and trading back to get some more picks?
I think that we stay put, you know. And I know hindsight is 20/20, but we traded up to get Mo Claiborne, and we passed up on Stephon Gilmore. We passed up on Luke Kuechly, you see. So if you just have to stay where you at, then you could have had even if we stayed where we were at and still drafted Mo Claiborne, it would have been better because we'd still had that extra draft pick. But by us moving up to get a DB, and I know Action Powell gonna come out and say, yeah, man, Law's picking on LSU DBs, but no, you know, even none of the tape for Mo was like that. You know what I'm saying? We saw Patrick Peterson tape. We've seen him out there play. We saw for the likes of the Honey Badger tape. We like that, but Mo was just Mo, you know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. I would say just stay put. I would rather for the Cowboys to trade back versus trade down and get someone, and because you get multiple picks in the top 100. That's what I would rather.
For sure. All right, man. Once again, brother, I appreciate your knowledge and everything that you put in, brother.
Appreciate you, Jamie, man. Yeah, that's indeed. And I get it, man. Trading up, going to get what you ultimately want. The only way I would trade up to get someone, if I'm the GM, would be for a quarterback. It'll be for a quarterback. That will be the only way. Look, my guy. Damn, boy. You crazy there. Oh, shit. Hey, shit. Hey, my guy too cool, boy. He actually sent me that $20. See? Action you shall receive. I should have said send me that $2 million, but that's okay, man. That's okay. I'll take the 20. I'm gonna take the kids to go get some ice cream today. We supposed to go see Moana at the top of the hour. So Law, let's go. Thanks for all you do. I will be live on Facebook in 2 years. Next best content creator out of Texas. Wait a minute, in 2 years? I will be live on Facebook in 2 years. Why you can't go live now? You know what I'm saying?
Please come home.
You go live now, though. Oh, YouTube. You know, you be live on YouTube. Okay, all right, bet. You know, shout out to Too Cool, man. He's sending me some of that Jerry Jones money. Yeah, from the 903, Lady Jessica, you're live.
Hey, Law. Hi, everybody.
He was good.
I just sit back and I'm trying to figure out why does everybody, every time they open, not everybody, But a lot of these people want to keep hating on this man for getting paid, for doing the job that he should have got paid for ever since this man been playing, ever since he been here. Come on. Get up off this man money pocket and stop pocket watching this young man. This man has done nothing but put his doggone body on the line for his whole team. Look at Patrick Mahomes. What do he have? He have a GM who does not get in the way of his team. He have a person that has hired people to be the coach and let the coach go out there and coach his team and lead them to win. He get what he needs for his team. Everybody is getting what they need for their team, and that is why their team is now done flipped over and now are going up, up, up. And our team declined because of what? You don't have discipline. You don't have a coach in there that's getting on these boys and not letting these boys go out here and do all reckless stuff and cost them the game, because when they come in there, a drunk man, a man getting over a hangover, or drinking or alcoholism stuff, whatever they doing, and getting high, whatever, that is not going to work in coming to play football. You got to have discipline. Got to do what Jimmy Johnson did. When it comes down to having a week, he would have those boys in a room, and them boys would be looking at film and getting into football and doing what they need and going out there practicing and doing what they need to do to win. That's why we got those 5 Super Bowls, and that's what we need to get back to. Like you say, stand on business, take care of business, Law. And all this pocket watching, leave that man alone. They talk about the man because he said he got a baby on it. This man that got injured because he did what? Trying to help his team win. And this is the second time he'd have been hurt bad. And it ain't his fault that he ain't got decent backup to get out there and do what they need to do and lead his team to continue to win and do what he do. Ain't nobody Dak Prescott, and Dak is a dime. And everybody needs to appreciate what we have. That's the problem. People always want to look at what somebody else got and compare our team to. All Cowboys is who they are. And they will be what they are if Jerry Jones would do what he needs to do and stop being what he do. Because why? He wants to be the man in the life. He wants to be Joe. That's why Mr. Jimmy Johnson is not here. And stop putting Dak, bringing up Dak and putting stuff on Dak and this man not even here. He didn't want to get hurt. You think he want to get hurt? No. He want to be out there with his team. Because Dak do what he wants to be here. And they can't trade him. He has no trade clause. So all this stuff getting rid of Dak, Dak is not the problem. And stop blaming him for everything. Jerry need to get out the way. And Jerry need to do like every other GM. Get out the way and hire people to do the job. And bring back Mr. Jimmy Johnson if he will come back. Because that's what we need. A person like him that's going to lead us to do what's right and win games. And Dak is going to win the Super Bowl with this team before he get up out of here. God don't lie. I've seen it too well.
Appreciate you, Lady Jessica, for delivering the message there. Appreciate you. And let me hear you say it. She hung up. Oh, no, she hung up too quickly. But shout out to Lady Jessica. Yes, oh, my gosh, man, boy, professional job won't allow me to.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Okay. You got one of them Illuminati jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? Send me another 20 then. No, I appreciate you too, cool, man. Professional job on the line for the $199 for your mind. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you for your support and all what you do. And even though we disagree, you stand tall with it. Come on with it. The next caller from Jimmy Johnson for GM. Hey, man, don't give me all of Jerry Jones' money now. From the 832, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. What you got?
Hey, this is Troy. What's going on, Locke?
Troy, what's good? Aikman?
I wish it was so, because he's a good one.
Yeah. Troy, what you got, man? What you got for me, bro?
I was hoping you wouldn't bring me in behind Miss Jessica, because I wasn't going to dispel all the things she had to say. So, he did.
I already know.
Oh, man, they're going to have to get off my team owner, man. Lord. Say, Jerry is class personified, man. People don't understand what's really going on. Okay, so this man has to evaluate his team and give them what they need.
he evaluated that they didn't have enough knowledge defensively, so he got him a coach with knowledge after we lost Dan Quitter.
Okay.
To teach these guys and to grow them. Now people saying, let's get rid of him and bring in somebody else. What? Y'all not understand these guys gotta grow? We got a teacher that's teaching these guys the concepts of defense, what they didn't know, what they didn't. Let's get another guy. So they talking about the offense. Haven't our offense been number one under McCarthy statistically? Number one.
Yeah, but keep going.
Right along the lines of number one. Number one. Let's get rid of him too. McCarthy got a plan on growing the team, and man, he handcuffed by Jerry a little bit. Nah, but
man, they got you too. Jerry got you too.
Yeah.
Boy,
because he gonna do what's right for the team.
How much Jerry paying you, dog? How much Jerry? How much pocket?
Guys outside with no change in their pocket.
How much money Jerry put in your pocket, bro?
He already asked you to do. I believe in you. Do what you supposed to do.
Oh my God,
bro! I think this year was the year that they grew up. They needed this year because they grew up. This was the year that they grew up, but now we cannot have the change.
So Troy, not Aikman, but Troy, what do you want to give Mike McCarthy? What kind of contract you want to give Mike McCarthy?
The whole length of what Dak got.
Up until the year 2032?
However that contract is structured to where you can get out of it, wizard or whatever, same thing.
So you would say, okay, it will be literally based off of what my guy Troy is saying. You will be willing and happy, like. Breaking news: the Cowboys extended Mike McCarthy to a 4-year contract to marry up or to pretty much match up with Dak Prescott. So Mike McCarthy will be here until the year 2029 at least, or 2028, give or take.
However it goes.
Yeah, 2029.
You gotta marry. Go ahead and marry McCarthy with that. If you can get out of Dak early, you can get out of McCarthy early. If you can go the whole length with Dak, go the whole length with McCarthy. Let's go on and just rock it like that, because I think them two guys pair well together. I think they work well together. But as far as Jerry goes, you got to measure a man on who he surrounds himself with and where he gathers his knowledge. People were saying, Jerry's not a football. Yes, he is. He's a football guy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He comes from football. You
related to Too Cool too, man.
He knew Jimmy Johnson. They was teammates. You know what I'm saying? So he went on the business and had a love for football and bought a football team. Yeah. And then surrounded himself with football people. So you telling me our player personnel guy is a bad dude, that Jerry don't need to listen to him? Yeah, he gonna make mistakes too. They gonna make mistakes. They human. But I know when we winning and y'all seeing these players play, y'all cheering for them. Yep. Y'all not worried about Jerry, and y'all not worried about management. Y'all cheering for them players. When the players start making mistakes and they're not doing what they're doing, y'all start pointing at Jerry. And y'all stop pointing at them players. Why y'all stop pointing at the players? Oh, my too, man. Stop talking about Jerry.
So you tell me leave Jerry alone.
Sedary doing all these things. Sedary, catch the ball when you're going up against top competition, man. When we need you, catch the ball. Sedary.
Man, I'm done with you, Troy.
Don't nobody say that.
Troy, man, I'm done with you, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see this much glazing.
Going up against top competition, he wasn't hurt.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So hold on, Troy. So what do Jerry do wrong then?
You asking me what does he do wrong? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what he did do. So
Troy, Don't you know how long that pause was? That pause, little Troy, that pause was longer than Shaq feet, Troy. That pause was longer than Shaq feet.
With the team that we fielded, with the exact team that we fielded, healthy, would you have been pointing at Jerry Jones?
If this exact same team, break it down again. Say it again.
With the exact same team that we had this year, healthy, would you be pointing at Jerry Jones?
No, I wouldn't be pointing at Jerry Jones if this team was healthy. But allow me to retort. Hold on. Allow me to retort. Let me get in. Let me get in on this right quick though, bro. Come on with it. What are the jobs of a general manager to do? What is player evaluation is, my brother? Is it 365, right?
Right.
So injuries are part of the NFL. And what I'm saying is Jerry Jones, he may be a brilliant owner. He may be a brilliant GM to a degree. But at this point of time in his career, he moves way too slow because with any natural
of the Cowboys.
Well, hold on. That's changing the point. It's changing the argument. Let me hold on. Yes, it is.
What's your point? Because we are draft and develop.
Okay, you talking about draft and develop. How can you develop? But when your development pieces are hurt, you're supposed to go out there and make acquisitions. Jerry Jones is too comfortable. When we knew that my guy was coming back from an ACL,
we make law to improve the players that we acquired through the trade. I mean, through draft.
You gonna get.
That's the only players that we're ever gonna get. Y'all need to get over trying to get this rah-rah type of.
No. I'm not moving on.
That can teach these young guys.
Troy, hear me out. I'm not moving on from coaching. I ain't talking about coaching right now. I'm talking about GMing. When you GMing and you know for sure you got Kalen Carsons out there who really, from a collegiate era, didn't play in the SEC. I don't know where Kalen Carson came from, but he was a 6th or 7th round draft pick. And you had him out there for multitudes of games. You're supposed to be, as a GM, go out there and get a veteran guy and foresee these things. You're supposed to already move and get you an edge rusher when your Sam Williams go out. What I'm saying is Jerry Jones moved too slowly.
They allowed him trial by fire.
But
we were injured. You think about, okay, so you're saying in the cornerback room with Deron Bland, with Diggs.
Deron Bland went down. Any other GM would have been like, hey, I'm on the phone and bringing somebody else in.
How many more all pros do you need in the cornerback room?
We don't need all pros
in the quarterback room?
But we needed somebody who played in the National Football League. Carson's never played in the National Football League, and we're depending on him.
But we already had like 3 top, like Pro Bowl type caliber in that room. To end the coach that they have in that room is a pretty top-notch teacher, ain't
Yeah, but top-notch to enough for us to lose those games.
Jerry supply them with what's his name? What's the teacher?
When you are the GM, Troy.
Didn't he hire him?
When you are the GM, Troy, listen. Troy, not Aikman, listen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. I love this conversation. Toting the water for Jerry Jones. I like Jerry. Jerry's my brother, my buddy. You know what I'm saying? We all like Jerry. But the only problem is with Jerry is that no other GM in the National Football League can go out there and go pick a 3rd-string quarterback and give him $5 million and still have his job. No other GM in the National Football League can have their starting cornerback, all-pro cornerback, to get hurt, and then you move your 7th-round draft pick in without going to go get a veteran, right? No other GM in the National Football League going to allow you to get rid of your depths as it relates to Dorrance Armstrong as well as the Dante Fowler, right? You got rid of them boys. I get all of that because you wanted to see Sam Williams, but very much so the person that you wanted to see get hurt for the entirety of the season and you don't make a move. Those are 3 categories that the Cowboys could have improved in, and we'd have been a better team for the 2024 season. But Jerry didn't move at all. He didn't move at all. Huh?
Law, you lying.
Where am I lying? You boy, you glazed. What you glazed?
They made moves late. They didn't make the best moves, but they made moves.
Where? Who? You got me like an owl over here. Who did they move and go get?
So you said what's his name is not producing a little bit? The guy that they had wanted for like 3 years now. What's my guy's name? That they put on the line. We had to wait for him because he had to go through training camp. I mean, for himself.
See, you don't even know the guy's name, Troy.
I don't know nobody's name. Well, I'm not gonna do it, but you know what I'm talking about. But he's producing on the edge. He's been doing this thing. The guy that they brought in to produce.
Are you talking about? Are you?
I'm on the phone.
Bro. In closing, bro. I got one more call I gotta squeeze in, bro. But in closing.
Okay. I'm just saying, support the team, guys. Don't just splinter and do what y'all doing. Support the team, because when we was winning, man, we felt like we had an opportunity to go all the way. Even with the draft picks we had, we wanted to see them. We said, man, incorporate these draft picks, play them. They need to play. They need to play. Troy, in a position where they gotta play.
What's your point?
Like,
Troy. With all bull sugar aside, how much Jerry paid you to call in today?
Man, you can go down my line.
I appreciate you, dog.
I have never came out to this line that I'm on. I'm in everybody's chat. I have been here. I promise you.
Appreciate you. Hey, and they gave you a new name, bro. Appreciate you, man. Let me hear you. Let me hear you say it, bro. Let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys? L for life.
No doubt, man. Troy, look. I'm a good sport. Troy won. Troy won. Jerry Jones, you the greatest, man. Jerry, pay me what you paying Troy, and also my guy Too Cool. Pay me, Troy, and Too Cool. Pay me what you paying them, Jerry, because you the best, Jerry. You the best. Yeah. Hey, who's better than Jerry? Yeah. Who's better than Jerry? Nobody. Who can do it like Jerry?
Nobody, baby.
Nobody.
And who can do it like
me?
They can come closer, Original, they never will be.
Give me some of that family money, man. Oh my gosh, boy, we got some super chats, man. Boy, I need to get paid with them two boys getting paid. Good Lord. I never seen Glaze Factory that high, boy. Shoot. Too Cool says the owner told the GM don't make no trades with Jerry, but military law, that's why I must wait. Okay, you in the military. Oh, okay, you in the military. Okay. All right, good. And now we got B Bird says, how did Jerry change his voice to sound black? Yeah. Oh my gosh, boy.
But what is your counter? What is your damn count?
Jerry got a little soul in his voice, man. All right, from the 201, man. Hey, you live, dog. You live.
Listen, man, I can't. I don't understand. I don't get it. Y'all don't get it. You keep talking this Jerry, and stop bringing it back to the 90s. Stop to make your point. You sound dumb when you do that.
Okay.
You sound stupid. He was working on the brand. So Jimmy could do whatever he wanted to do. Jerry didn't care because he was working on the brand. And then when the brand got to a certain point to where it was like, okay, all right, he gets mad because he don't get no credit. And ever since then, he wanted to do it his way. And that's what he's doing. Come on, man, talking about this. And you can't just say Jerry because we all know Steven
Jones.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Is this not why y'all are here? Y'all here for the entertainment. And my guy, 100 grand saved everything because he broke it down, Troy. Y'all listen to 100 grand. Hey, too cool. Listen to 100 grand because y'all are not listening to Law Nation, baby. Hey, come on with it. This is Sparta. Let me hit it again.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
That's what we tried to tell you. You keep talking about this. Jerry got the players. Yes, he got the players.
Yeah.
Stephen Jones got these guys. Jerry and Stephen Jones be fighting about over this guy and that guy. It ain't Jerry Jones by himself. It's mainly Stephen. Jerry Jones is, let's just call Jerry, a.k.a. Wiley, okay?
Oh, my God.
That's what's going on here. They give Jerry Jones a bone every now and again. Do you not understand it's a power struggle? Do you not understand that? If you don't, do your Googles. You say you got your Googles, do your Googles. If you don't believe.
Yeah.
Both of these guys are driving this team into the ground. Because not only do they want to pick the bad players, they want to call the plays and make the game plan too. So if you want to praise Jerry Jones, are you praising him for making the game plan?
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, ask Cole Beasley. If you don't believe me, ask. It's a multiple of players. Multiple of players. If you don't believe me. So, stop the cap.
No doubt, man. Hey, I got a dip, man, but I appreciate you for calling in, bro. I may do another show. I may do another show a little later on. So let me give a shout out to those that's watching, man, from the Nachos 305 and the 414. Be sure to check out the next show that I'm gonna do a little later on tonight. But man, 100 grand, you saved me, man.
You already know, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, boy. I'm gonna change the name of this show to the Glaze Hour. And remember, think of me, baby. Let's get on up out of here, man. If we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. I know we gotta leave out here a little sooner than normal, but at the end of the day, Saturday, man, spend time with loved ones, spend time with with the people that you know that's close to you, man. 100 grand, know the recipe. Salute that to that boy. That's from Crush on Anna. Crush on Anna? Yeah. This episode was brought to you by Glazing, the Glaze Report. Yeah. Law, please come back. Angie, I'm coming back. Yeah, it's no days off. When you're up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. And when it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, you may conquer. See it through. Write this one down. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If worse, it's bound to happen in spite of all that you do. Remember, running from it will not save you. See it through. See it all the way through, ladies and gentlemen. And even hope may seem but yet futile. Then where troubles may be beset. But remember, you're facing what other legends have met. Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach, Emmett, the playmaker Michael Irvin. So keep your head high, eyes all the way through the finish, and see this thing all the way through. Cowboy Nation, stand tall, or not at all. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, You're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. PBO, I see you, Lady Jessica. Let's go. In the words of Prime.
Give me my thing, you.
Yeah. All right. The Glaze Show. Come on with it, baby. I gotta go real quickly. Lately, I just wanna glaze it up, baby. The Glazer. Ooh, yeah. Lately, she just wanna glaze it up. Until next time, DC for life. Peace.